This episode is brought to you by our small biz shopping directory and the Shop 1 in 5 pledge. We believe that when you purchase from a small online or offline business, your dollar goes further. We're inviting you to shop the directory and take the Shop 1 in 5 pledge with us. It's a commitment to make 1 in 5 of your purchases from a small business, online or offline. It's a way to make an impact together where and when it matters most. Because the truth is, our purchasing power matters now more than ever.
When you buy from the directory, you're buying from a real person. Our goal is to shine a spotlight on small product businesses and buy from each other. Here's what you can do to make an impact. 1, take the pledge. Make the commitment to shop 1 in 5 of your purchases through small businesses.
2, shop the directory. Don't know where to find small businesses online? We created the Small Biz Shopping Directory to make it easy to support, shop, and share small businesses.
3, share the directory. Imagine if each of us told 3 to 4 people to shop the Small Biz Shopping Directory. It would be incredible and life-changing to so many small businesses. Tell your friends, family, and social network.
You can take the pledge at shop1in5.com and shop the directory at theproductboss.com/shop now. Don't worry, all the direct links in this episode will be linked in the show notes.
Welcome to the Product Boss Podcast, where we help product-based businesses grow their sales and improve their strategies.
Hey everyone, I want to introduce you to my co-host and biz bestie, Minna an Amazon guru that has built a multi-6-figure product-based business.
And introducing the other half of the Product Boss, Jacqueline Snyder. She has helped launch and grow over 500 fashion apparel and accessory brands, even one of her own.
And together, we share our inventory of secret weapons that will help you dig deep and do the work it takes.
Are you ready? Let's build together.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Product Boss Podcast. I'm your host, Jacqueline Snyder, with my anniversary celebrating co-host, Minna. Hey, Minna.
Hey, Jacqueline. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary and happy celebration, because this is our 200th episode of the Product Boss Podcast.
200. It's crazy.
Nuts. That's 4 years worth of weekly podcasts wrapped up into less.
Is that right?
Than 3.
4 years?
If it was like about 52 a year.
3 years worth of podcast episodes, right?
No, I'm saying the amount of 200 is compiled into less than 3.
Either way, it's a whole lot of podcast episodes.
You hang out with us a lot. You know that we're very good at math off the top of our head.
But this is a big deal. I feel like 200 is so significant. I mean, looking back, it feels more than 200 because we've put so much energy into these podcast episodes, and it feels like a really big deal.
Yeah, for us especially, because I think 3 years ago, we've just hit our 3-year anniversary of working together. It was an idea, right? It was October of 2017, and we were podcast listeners, and it was an idea, but never, I think, in our wildest dreams did we think it would grow this big, and or that we'd put out 200 episodes in less than 3 years. It's nuts.
I know, that's crazy. Oh, thinking 2017 seems ages ago. So now it just...
It's like a decade in 2020.
It really was.
So we're dedicating this 200th episode to you, to all of you, to our listeners, to our students, to our masterminds, and our overall community. It's been 200 episodes that we have delivered to you. Now we're doing 2 a week and 3 years of working together. And the thing that we want to celebrate today is, one, we want to celebrate all of you. And we also want to celebrate something huge that has clicked for us. And you may have heard about it already, or this may be the very first time you're listening and hearing this, but it is really big and it really matters to us.
Yeah. I mean, when we say it clicked, it really clicked, right? It felt like this is it. This is what the culmination of 200 episodes, us working together, the community coming together, even 2020, even putting 2020 and all of its happenings of this crazy, unprecedented year, that helped us to get to this spot right now, this moment where it clicked for us. And we thought, this is what really makes sense for everything that we've been searching for coming to this moment in a way, right?
Yeah, it matters. It matters. And it matters so much more. So I think that everything we've done over the last 3 years has mattered to us. We've helped build small businesses. We've helped with education and support through courses and mindset and the podcast and all the things that we've done to help each and every one of you as you start, grow, build your businesses. And we knew that Q4 for us was going to be the time that we needed to support all of you. It is a busy time of year for most product-based businesses, and this is the time that we want to be here to support you, help you through mindset and overwhelm, and also navigating joy and figuring out what sales and promotions to do and how to make all the revenue that you can dream of. And so we launched the Small Biz Shopping Directory, and I mean, that was incredible. Right?
Yes. I mean, we have over 500 small businesses in there that are ready to be found and discovered by tons of consumers, right? Customers that never even knew they existed probably before the directory. So it's been something super exciting. Like Jacqueline said, we're trying to shift from, providing you with education and kind of pushing you through courses, let's say, and masterminds, but now we're focusing on encouraging you to actually take action and move forward during this time of all the busyness and all the selling and revenue building that you could be doing.
Yeah. So there's two things we're talking about here. One, it was the Small Biz Shopping Directory, which was, our solution to saying so many of you need more visibility and more eyes on you. And how could we use our platform to amplify you and your businesses and get the message out there? So that's how the directory was born. We thought, well, let's put this directory together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's email it and post it and share it with everybody in our community and on the podcast and run ads to it and do all of these things to just help people discover you and your businesses. And so we did that. And I mean, there was such an amazing response to it that you all crashed our website. Featured spots sold out immediately. It was nuts. Like it filled up. I mean, we thought maybe a few of you would sign up, but this thing, hundreds of people signed up within 24 to 48 hours.
Our server could not even handle it for the online sphere of what was happening to our website because everybody thought, I love this idea and went and bought the listing. And it was an immediate response, an immediate positive response. We were blown away with it.
And shout out to our team because when Minna and I originally were planning out Q4, we told our team this is going to be an easier quarter. We're here to support everyone. We're not going to launch any courses right now. We're here to support and we're going to take it easy. And thank you to all of you for really blowing this one out of the water because with the response for joining the directory, it was incredible and it turned into a really big project. So in our 200th episode too, I really want to thank our team, the two team leaders in it, which is Sarah and Lauren, because without them, this directory wouldn't exist. So
Right.
All of you also just put out those thank you vibes to Sarah and Lauren.
Right. Don't email them. They're being inundated right now.
Please don't email them.
Just put into the universe. But it's true. We knew it was a brilliant idea. And then to see that reception from our community, knowing that we were on track and knowing that we wanted to give them more eyeballs and more visibility and more brand awareness, it felt like this is our way of supporting our community that feels so right. And then the build out happens. And that is something that happens with our team. But it all really came together. And I mean, it's so exciting at the same time.
Yeah. So as we're talking about the Small Biz Shopping Directory, if you're new here or you have not heard about it, you can go to theproductboss.com/shop now. We'll put a link in the show notes, but it's a way that you can shop from hundreds of small businesses over 15 categories. They're all online and you can support them. And share the directory as well. We ask you to share it with your friends and family because that will have a bigger impact. But here's the thing. I just said the word, the key word, impact. So here's the bigger thing that Minna and I are talking about in this episode. And it's the thing that clicked for us somewhere between
The
what?
directory. Yeah.
Conceiving the
Basically,
directory and a car ride across America.
Car Ride Across America, when we started building out the directory, we were like, this is great. Everybody's loving it. We knew that it would fill that solution that we wanted for everybody, get more eyeballs on them, right? We'd put ad money towards it, all the things. Then we started hearing more people say, thank goodness, because I've always wanted to shop for small businesses. I just didn't know how. And then we saw that there was so many people, including us, that wanted to bring that impact into their own lives. They wanted to impact everybody. They wanted to use their spending to support small businesses, even outside the holiday season, even outside of gift giving and what we're building in the directory. So, Jacqueline, what is the amazing thing that we birthed during that time?
So, the thing that we're actually so excited about that we see creating an even bigger impact in this world is this amazing new thing that Mina and I have co founded, and it is called the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge. And so, introducing the Shop 1 in 5 Pledge, where we are committing to shop 1 in 5 of our purchases from small businesses.
Yes, small business online, small businesses offline. When you think of a small business, we're talking all encompassing here. We're talking e-commerce shops from small businesses and restaurants and manufacturers and makers and small businesses. Technically, when we think about it in the terms of the directory, are more so the micro small businesses, right? The ones that are considered micro because they have 1 to 10 employees. But most people, when they think of small businesses and how it's kind of been categorized, is that they have less than 50 employees. That's what the kind of the businessy sense of what we're talking about here is.
Yeah. And so, it's funny. I was talking to my mother-in-law because a lot of you know that I'm at my in-laws house for a temporary amount of time as we left New Jersey and came to California. And I was talking to her about this pledge and she's like, I don't even know where to find small businesses. And I was like, exactly. Because we know so many of you are out there and hustling on Instagram and doing all the things that we teach and talk about in terms of marketing. But there are a lot of people that want to buy from you but don't know how. And with her, she thought that a small business was her going to Main Street USA and
A
shopping from
local
the
brick and
local shop.
mortar, right?
Yeah. A
Mm-hmm.
local brick and mortar, which has been sort of ingrained into the culture over the last several years, which we still love, shop local. But our community, the people that we support, a lot of them are online businesses, or in a year like 2020, the consumer shopping habits have actually moved to online shopping. And so now, without you all having to be on huge platforms or to have to spend tons of money on ads, we're going to do this as like a grassroots pledge and commitment to shop from each other and to share each other. And we wanted to make it really easy because we're like, the directory is the place that makes it easy for you to discover small businesses and to share small businesses and to commit to that pledge of 1 in 5 of your purchases coming from a small business.
Right. It becomes a part of your life as you go forward. So then when you're wondering, where could I buy this gift or how can I support small businesses, you go to the directory, right? The pledge is a commitment to shop 1 in 5 of your purchases, which when we were thinking about the pledge, we thought how many purchases, because when you think about 1 in 5, that's 20% of your purchases. And it was a little bit easier to grasp when you think about, oh, I'll make 5 purchases, but one of them I'll commit to intentionally buying from a small business. And like what Jacqueline was saying, as we moved it through 2020, and it was already going this direction, but you have to move where the consumers are going. Her mother-in-law probably wasn't used to shopping online, but we're forced to go online because of COVID-19. And so that's where all of us are, consumers, businesses, families. We're interacting online now more than ever. So that's a part of that really coming into fruition too.
And I will say a big thing that I saw too, and it's great when you start to really talk through the development of something new. And in her mind, she the places that she buys online are Amazon for convenience, but she doesn't actually believe that they're small. She didn't know that small businesses exist on there. And I explained to her about our entire community that's on Amazon that are small businesses, and that they're there. But that's the one thing. So she buys from Amazon for convenience, and then she probably will buy from places that she's used to shopping at online in person. So places like Macy's or Cost Plus or World Market, places like that she knows that are huge big box stores. Maybe she'll go to Etsy, but she'll think of it as more of a specialized gift, but not to do all of her shopping. So I think that the directory, this is the beginning, friends, but the directory is that one-stop shop place to discover. There's so many incredible small businesses on there amongst all of these categories. But then it's also going to take a bit of education, a bit of push, a bit of commitment to making that choice. And like Minna said, if we have gifts to buy, the thing we're asking to do is just one of the 5 gifts that you buy come from a small business.
Right. And it's not like anybody would go onto Google and say, small business soap, right? So many things would probably pop up. Who knows if you'd even rank? This just makes it easier because thinking about shopping experience, it brings the convenience. The directory brings the convenience that your mother-in-law would have been missing had she, moved away from Amazon, but had to go find all these small businesses herself. We vetted it for her, right? These are small businesses. They have their products, and this is her being able to support them without having to find them on Google herself.
And we've talked to you about this all year. When the pandemic hit back in March and in-person was canceled, and we've talked to you and taught you about pivoting and adapting and also making the leap for your customer. So it's kind of the same thing here that's happening towards the end of 2020 where I feel like I would discover a bunch of new small shops, small businesses, products, things that are giftable. And I've talked about this, but there's a gift market at Bryant Park in New York, right? It's beautiful. There's an ice skating rink. You get to shop all of these amazing small businesses or products, or it feels fun and like you're discovering something new. Packed though, typically, like not an enjoyable experience in New York City during the rush of the holidays, but it's there. And a lot of you in your towns and neighborhoods probably have other places that you went to discover and shopped, gift markets, shows, farmers markets. And a lot of that is canceled. So we're bringing that experience into a virtual form for you to discover through the Small Biz Shopping Directory.
I feel like for me, it was more so, usually when I shop and discover shops, it's on, or small businesses, it's on Instagram, right? But you're being inundated. And there's times when you want to go shopping somewhere, and there's times when you just want to be on social and not be shopping, right? And also the algorithms, who knows what kind of craziness is happening behind the scenes on the algorithms. So the directory, I love it because it really kind of lets me decide where and what category I want to shop and who I want to find gifts through and without and I get to be in that shopping mode, right? I'm going on there to shop and get some retail therapy and know who I want to buy for and where I can find it easily.
So we started seeing the impact of supporting small businesses at the beginning of the pandemic and COVID because we had to step into a leadership role and kind of take the place and help think for so many people in our community because it was scary and it was unknown. And when it was yourself and you're like, oh, my business comes from in person and in person is shut down or retail's not buying or all the big changes that happened, Minna and I were able to step out of that a little bit for you and have some foresight or at least encouragement, right? We told you to keep selling. We told you to keep showing up. And we're telling you that even now, but it's almost full circle because you did keep selling and you did keep showing up and you're in business at the end of 2020 and consumers have responded to that, right? They also had to shift and they couldn't buy from retail shops and they couldn't go to in-person and they also had to shift their habits to online.
Right. And I have to say, it was scary for us too, right? And as Jacqueline said, sometimes all we could do was offer encouragement. So that's what we did do. But it was amazing to see the results of the things we would see from the action takers, right? We told them to show up more. They would show up more and they would see people buying from them. We told them to pivot their messaging to make it more relevant. They definitely did that, and they saw the rewards of that. So we got to see that happen in place too as they were pivoting, because we all had to pivot. We saw them reach out to their customers more and more and meet more of their needs. And none of that came easily, but it came, and we were able to decipher what was successful and not successful for our small businesses during that time. And it was exciting because of that.
Absolutely. So I want to first congratulate all of you. So even if it's been a tough year, you could be starting a business. You could have a business that struggled. You could have a business that's thriving. But I want to congratulate you because you're courageous. If you think about your friends and your community and the people around you, I'm sure you're one of the very few that operate as an entrepreneur, or even more so, a product-based business owner, right? So take a moment to sit with that as huge. And the reason why is that you as a small business owner, you make an impact. You matter. You matter to the economy. You matter to your family. You matter to employees or future potential employees. So I want to share a few stats that as Minna and I were sort of researching the
And
year.
blown away over and over by?
Blown away. So one thing is that as we think about how your purchasing power matters, but also you as a business owner and staying in business or creating business or pivoting and trying to keep your business open, I want to tell you one, congratulations, because between February and April of 2020, 3.3 million small businesses in the US closed. Okay, so that's 22% of small businesses that were suddenly wiped out due to shutdowns in response to the pandemic. And this was, Minna, the largest drop on record.
That's crazy. That was 2 months worth of time, right? 2 months worth of time, 3.3 million. It is mind-boggling.
Yeah, 100%. And, that stat comes from the National Bureau of Economic Research. So thank you for that stat. It's crazy. So, but here's this is the flip side to it, right? So we've seen these businesses close. You all have thrived or survived. So again, pat yourself on the back, please.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the amazing part, right? So small businesses do have an unrivaled potential to create jobs and put money back into their community and their economy. So small businesses pay local taxes, which contributes to schools and fire departments and sidewalks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're contributing to your community, but you're also creating jobs locally, local jobs, or if you have virtual people, you're hiring manufacturers or working with contractors, you're creating jobs. So that's why, small businesses are considered the backbone of the economy. And in the US, small businesses are responsible for 41.7% of the US's private workforce.
Which is nearly half of the workforce, right? So when you're thinking about that, small businesses, what happens with small business impacts absolutely everything. Mm-hmm. Everything. Because they're a catalyst for the growth. So if an economy is going to be prosperous or it's going to grow during a season or a year or whatever it is, it depends on small businesses. That's why they're called the backbone of America, is because that what happens with small businesses feeds everything else, right? It feeds the economy, it feeds the hiring, the job creation, the innovation. All of it ties together from small businesses. I mean, isn't that incredible?
Yeah. And I want you all to also, again, sit with the impact. Sit with the impact that you starting a small business, you feeling like, well, I'm just a candle shop or a jewelry company or I knit and I sell it on Etsy, and you might use a just, or you might say like, well, I'm trying, or it's a hobby that I'm trying to sell. Friends, whether you're at the beginning of it, whether you're conceiving the thought of it, whether you've been in business for 8 or 10 years, you have impact. You matter. You matter to your family. You matter to the team. You matter to your community. You matter to the overall economy of the country that you live in. And I want you to sit with the impact you have, no matter what you make and no matter how big your business is. So, Minna, I think it's time that we read the pledge to everybody.
Sure, I love it. You do it. I'm going to sit here and take it in.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you would like to take the pledge as well with us, it is at shop1in5.com. And you can take the pledge and follow along with the pledge and really commit to this. So here is the pledge. I pledge to support small businesses by understanding my spending power and the impact it has on other small businesses. I pledge to support smaller retail businesses, online shops, makers, manufacturers, restaurants, and the many other small businesses by pledging to commit to shopping 1 in 5 of my purchases to a small business. I pledge because I believe small businesses are the backbone of our economy. I pledge because my spending choices impact business owners that contribute to their families, that help them hire within their community, and ultimately contribute to the overall economy. There is power in my purchases, and I pledge to shop 1 in 5 because we are all in this together.
I love it so much.
So thank you so much. Thank you to all of you that have helped us get here. So 200 episodes, Minna.
200 episodes. And I only hope to return the favor in that we can impact your business and be on this journey with you, right? You have impacted our lives so much that us giving you back that support and making it fun along the way is an amazing thing to have the privilege to be able to do. So thank you so much for being part of our community.
Friends, thank you for being here. We will see you. Now, remember, every Monday over the next few weeks, we are going to be highlighting and having gift guides of shops and our small businesses from the directory. So that's every Monday. So show up for that. And then our Thursday episodes, as always, are created to help you in your business.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. One last thing before we go. We created this podcast as a reminder, you are not alone. Growing a product-based business is hard, and we want to help you through it. So thank you so much for listening, and we truly appreciate it.
And we want to give a special shout out to those of you that have left a 5-star review. Thank you. We read every single one of them, including this one from someone whose name is in emojis. So I cannot thank you personally, but it is titled A Must Listen. Amazing content and podcasting style. This duo has latest topics and strategies for product businesses. Most of all, I love their voices and stories from other businesses. So helpful to a small business owner and maker. I love to listen every week. I even re-listen to episodes. I'd highly recommend the Product Boss podcast for all product businesses. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And if this was you, just send us a DM on Instagram because we would love to shout you out and thank you again.
Also, did you see she put, I love their voices?
So I just want to say we love reading these and it really helps us reach more people and help more small businesses, which is our ultimate mission. So thank you to all of you that have left a 5-star review.